Hello there, welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Amy from Penventure. Welcome to a new fountain pen review. Join me in this video and let's showcase something new from Scribo, the latest additions to the Dotta series, Studiorum and Domus. When it comes to Scribo, it's very easy and simple to keep up with their collections because they do have three main collections. The entry Puma collection, then we have Dotta, and finally we have the most popular collection of them, which is the Scribo Feel. In this video, I'm going to showcase the latest addition in their middle range collection, Dotta, which is these two new fountain pens, Domus and Studiorum. In true Penventure style, I'm going to show you these two fountain pens. I'm going to share some details regarding the company, the fountain pen model. Then I'm going to show you the fountain pen in details. Then usually we will have a side-by-side size comparison, but keep in mind these fountain pens are nothing changed from the previous collections. I'm going to skip the side-by-side size comparison. If you want to check that, right here you will find the links for some of the video reviews on the Dotta series in which we showcase the side-by-side size comparison. And I'm going to take an advantage in this video and I'm going to showcase two different nib sizes for the writing sample, and in the end I'm going to share some of my personal opinions regarding these two fountain pens and what's new about them. Now, Scribo. By now you know that Scribo is a company that reunited the entire pool, to say so, of ex-employees of the Omas brand. The brand named Scribo Scrittura Bolognese, based in Bologna, and they are using this location of designing their collections, and the one that we have today, Dotta, Studiorum and Domus, both reflect the heritage of their location. If you want to know specifically something about Scribo, leave your question in the comment section down below. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And just give me 1 second to grab something and I'm going to show you. Although they are not launched in this let's say order, the first entry-level fountain pen from Scribo is their Puma collection, and is this one right here, the most popular fountain pen from Scribo, which is the Scribo Feel, available in a variety of colors, and there is so many video reviews on our channel regarding this fountain pen. You can check them out. I'm gonna link one right here, but you can follow up and find so many of them. The collection that we have here, two beautiful writing instruments, which I'm going to showcase the story behind them and the inspiration taken from Bologna, the location, which I think serves best to make great stories for fountain pens. Usually with Scribo, when they launch a collection, we have two fountain pens of different colors. What we have here is Domus, the black Dotta, and Studiorum, the yellow Dotta. A very, very nice textured motif on them, and it's so unique. Bologna, the city of Italy, is known for so many things. It is the birthplace of the oldest university in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, and universities don't exist without students. So in 1088, a lot of history, students started to gather in Bologna for studying. When they get there, they usually spend their time and gather near the Studiorum in Bologna. I have the Studiorum. Okay, having so many new people in the town, some of the town people started to adapt to this demand in, let's say, offering homes for the students, or a place where you can spend your time and study in Bologna. So they started building the porticos. A portico is actually a construction designed to offer a larger area for the upper level of a house in order to have more space, living space or rooms that they can then rent or give out to students which spend their time in Bologna. Those are called, or were called, Domus. Domus and Studiorum. Ta-da! Those porticos or additions, balconies, tell them whatever you like, were made out of wood, beams of wood, and in time that wood started to form in a texture, in a color, very, very unique, dark, and the wood grain is visible even in our days on these constructions. And I was there and I walked under those porticos, and I can guarantee you it's that texture what you see right here on this fountain pen, this wood grain. Basically it looks like it's charred wood at the surface, exactly that kind of texture. And I'm gonna zoom in a few moments and I'm gonna show you closely this structure. I'm gonna base my review on these two fountain pens, and I'm gonna juggle in between them. Some of the things are much more clear on the yellow fountain pen, and it goes well to have a little bit of contrast with the black. Black is my favorite. This is the overall shape of the fountain pen. Very, very beautiful, bulbous. Right here it's a little bit more girthier, and right here the same, it's sort of the hourglass, and right here it's a more thinner diameter for the fountain pen at the cap threads. Like with all Scribo Dotta and Scribo feel, we have a flat finial, and on this finial we have the international signal for writing, a feather. Moving further, the cap has this bulbous shape. Right here it is a little bit more girthier, thinning in on both sides towards the cap ring and towards the finial. La Dotta series is using the same clip like the Scribo feel, and it's very practical. It is not spring loaded nor hinged, but it is very, very durable. On this fountain pen series we have the trims on both fountain pens ruthenium plated in this very beautiful silver, dark silver finish, which is something which I adore. Moving further, we have the cap featuring this beautiful, beautiful wood grain, and this is the unique thing about this Dotta series. It is slightly, let's say, noticeable if you run your fingers through this. And I've seen a lot of fountain pens with different textures, but nothing comes close to this. And I say this in a very, very original way, and I'm gonna prove you that in a few moments. But till then, let me show you how it looks on the yellow fountain pen. I don't think you will find something similar on a fountain pen. Yes, I'm sure when I say this because I've seen a lot of fountain pens. Something similar? No. Moving further, we have the cap ring right here. We have a very, very nice and minimalistic design. Looking down from the clip right here, engraved Scribo, the motto of Scribo, feel the writing. Same deal on the Scribo Studiorum. On the back, feel the writing, and right here, looking down from the clip, Scribo. And let's uncap the fountain pen, and we have one complete turn of the cap, and we have this beautiful nib. This is the 14 karat gold nib from Scribo, and if you are familiar with OMAs, you know that the extra flexibility nibs, the 14 karat gold one, are the creme de la creme in regards of nibs, soft nibs to say so. And Scribo does exactly those nibs using the same machinery, the same alloy, the same technique, and the nibs are pretty much exactly the same like the extra flexibility ones. And I do have one, and I tested, and it is the same level of softness, spring back, and very, very wet ink flow. Right here, Scribo 14 karat gold. Feel the flex, feel the writing on the cap band, and feel the flex on the nib. If we rotate the nib, right here we have an ebonite feeder. This is a very, very nice way of delivering ink towards this very thirsty nib, because when this thing is flexing, you will need a lot of flow. These 14 karat gold nibs are available in a number of sizes, extra fine to broad, bear the same pricing, which in the case of the Dotta Studiorum and Domus is 571 euros, no VAT. And if you want to go at 18 karat gold, we don't carry extra fine to broad in our store, but we do have the specialty nibs in 18 karat gold, extra fine, which is a very, very fine and beautiful nib, and that nib comes with a cost of 621 euros, no VAT. Two more insane nibs to say so. On 18 karat gold we have stub and triple broad. Those two nibs ask the highest pricing. If you want to have a triple broad nib or a stub nib on the Dotta series, you will have a pricing of 672 euros, no VAT. Now we have ergonomics, and in regards of ergonomics, we are dealing with a very unique way of having a section on the fountain pen. And this is no joke, one of the most original sections, and it makes you feel very apart from anything else in regards of fountain pens. On the previous collection of the Dotta series, we have a very shiny section. Domus, we have this very beautiful texture that runs on the body of the fountain pen, and it's present on the section as well. It is not a very chunky section. I believe it's sort of 8-9 millimeters in diameter, which is very nice. Not too big, not too small, in order to get your fingers crampy. This prevents your fingers from slipping forward. And the yellow one features the same section, and it looks even more interesting in this beautiful yellow color, lemon yellow to say so. Threads, those are not sharp at all. We have a step up. This step up can be found on the Scribo feel and on the Scribo Dotta. It is something which is not going to, let's say, affect the way you're holding your fountain pen or not. It is just visual, in my opinion. Let's check the barrel, and like with all Scribo feel and Scribo La Dotta, it is in this bulbous shape right here, thickest point. Then it starts to taper in towards the ending of the barrel. A ring right here marks the finishing of the barrel, and we have the piston knob right here, and the end finial is flat and engraved with Scribo Italy. Pretty much those are the details which are present on the Scribo La Dotta Studiorum and Domus. I'm gonna skip the side-by-side size comparison. This is a fountain pen which is not that big. Capped like this, the fountain pen measures 149 millimeters. Uncapped in writing position like so, it measures 133 millimeters. It is not postable, and the total weight of the fountain pen, fully inked and capped, is 36 grams, not too heavy, and uncapped in writing position like so is 20 grams, fully inked. So we are dealing with a medium high size fountain pen, not too big, still comfortable and still enjoyable. Now let's get some paper, let's get some ink, and let's test out two beautiful 14 karat gold nibs. I almost forgot to mention that both fountain pens are part of a limited edition collection of only 219 fountain pens for each color, but that number is not engraved on the fountain pen. So 219 Scribo La Dotta Domus and 219 Scribo La Dotta Studiorum, the yellow one. And let's start with the medium point nib, which I believe it is a very juicy writer, very wet and beautiful. I'm only going to dip this nib in some ink, and we have Scribo La Dotta, and this is Studiorum yellow, and 14 karat medium flex. I'm gonna do some normal figure of eights. Now I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure. Ooh, it takes this nib all the way up to a double broad, from a medium to a double broad. Let's go and check the more finer size, and this is an extra fine, so should be interesting. Again, I'm just going to dip this in some black ink, and we have Scribo, different nib, totally different nib, La Dotta, and this is Domus, the one that I have here, 14 karat, and this is an extra fine, still a flexible nib. Now let's check some normal figure of eights. Now let's apply some pressure, a lot of line variation. Takes this nib from a extra fine point, although I think it's a quite wet extra fine point, all the way up to a very reasonable medium wet nib. Let's check out the famous sentence. Let's try to flex this nib a little bit. The quick brown fox jumps, and I'm running out of ink because this is a very, very thirsty nib, over the lazy dog. I know this is not a reliable, let's say, wetness test, because when you dip an nib in some ink, you pretty much have a very, very rich ink flow, but I am speaking from experience. I haven't even found a Scribo nib which writes dry in all my experience. In regards of how they write, you've seen it's wet, it's nice, it's interesting. Now let's get to what I usually call my opinion regarding a fountain pen when I do such a video. This collection is rather young. The other ones that I have right here, I'm gonna put them side by side so you can see them. We have the Icoli and I Giardini, the green ones, Piela and Moline, and I love this. I love this very, very colorful collection. Now it has a textured body with a lot of history points and a lot of heritage coming from the location of Scribo in Bologna, and I do love this fact a lot. It is a very unique way of diversifying a collection, offering a different technique. Usually it implies changing the color, changing some of the very small elements that can be quickly changed. In the case of the Dotta Studiorum and Domus, they went and picked a different texture combined with a different color, yellow and black. And I believe this takes a lot of work. Keep in mind, this is done, I believe, with a CNC machine, and this is done individually on every single part. And I think this will take a lot of time and a lot of funds. Moving further, the nibs are wonderful. I haven't had a nib from Scribo which doesn't want to be written with. Each of them have something special about them. I've tried the triple broad, I've tried the stub, the extra fine. I mean, it's a rabbit hole in every single nib size. I do personally own a 14 karat fine point, and that is what I use with my Scribo feel. The filling system, piston, a lot of ink volume. It is what you can find on other Omas fountain pens in regards of how it works. In regards of the piston filling mechanism, something very, very unique which I found to have on all of my Omas fountain pens and also on my Scribo fountain pens is this. So you would turn the end knob like this and the piston is not activated. So it does nothing when you do it like so. And I don't know why this is on all Omas fountain pens. And on Scribo fountain pens, I do believe it's a feature that will prevent you from actually expelling some ink from the fountain pen if you play with the piston knob. Let's see, what else? Another thing that I want to point out regarding the Scribo Dotta Studiorum and Domus is the fact that it feels different from anything else that I've tried. When you hold the fountain pen by the section, you expect to have a very shiny section. When you start to rotate the fountain pen and to handle it and to, I don't know, flex the nib, and you start to have sort of a very good dexterity with fountain pens, and you start to rotate the nib and do all sorts of movements and all of that. I haven't found a fountain pen to give you a better control than this texture on the section. You will have a total control on the fountain pen. Wherever place you turn the nib, it will in an instance that quickly will change its rotation. It's unique, it's apart from anything, trust me. It gives you a very, very good confidence when you write with this fountain pen. And if you use this fountain pen for flexing and you start to have swooping motions and do all of those flourishings, you need to try this. Trust me, it feels completely different from any other fountain pen with a simple section. trust me, the control you have on this Scribo La Dotta fountain pens with this texture on the body and on the section, it's out of this world. Let's mention one of the things which I personally, if I was the designer of this fountain pen, I would do different. You can actually spot the inside black color parts. It is slightly visible right here at the section and a little bit right here at the end knob and a little bit right here at the threads. I would like to have something very solid and to block the black color parts from the inside of the fountain pen, and I don't know if that is even possible, but I would like to see a very solid yellow color without seeing the shades of the inside parts visible through this material. If you don't have anything against seeing those, it's only up to you. This is where, if I would have to be very picky, which I'm not, but anyway, this is what I want to point out, that on the yellow version you can see some of the inside parts, and that is worth pointing out. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Let me know what you want to know about the Scribo La Dotta series, or these two individual fountain pens, the Scribo Domus and the Scribo Studiorum. I think that's it. Thank you for spending this time with me on the Penventure YouTube channel, reviewing the Scribo La Dotta Studiorum and Domus. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm, with everything. And if you are looking for a next writing instrument, just scroll down a little bit. You'll find the links for the Scribo La Dotta series, Studiorum and Domus, and also our website where you can find, I'm sure you can find your next writing instrument. If you have any other questions or if you need help, down below you'll find the details for our social media accounts, my phone number, email, anything and everything that you may need in order to get in contact with me. If you're watching this and if you are not subscribed, subscribe right now. Help us grow the Penventure reach and the Penventure community. You can click there, turn the notification bell on, and you will be notified whenever we post new content. Speaking about new content, if you want to continue watching our videos, I'm going to leave you this right here. You can click and enjoy. As always, I'm your host Amy from Penventure, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.